Steve Merrill from Wager Talk making his weekly visit here at the Voice of College Football to break down the very biggest games. And of course, this is Titanic from a historic standpoint, the pageantry of Notre Dame and USC, the greatest cross-sectional rivalry in college football. Steve breaks down the math models, but he also gives us the kind of psychological take on this one and each game. And for this one, Steve, Notre Dame, boy, they have run into a buzzsaw of a scheduling spot with Ohio State, then Duke, then Louisville, two games that weren't supposed to be big games that turned into big games, nationally televised primetime games against undefeated teams. Now, for a fourth consecutive week, they've got to get off the deck after a tough loss at Louisville to take on USC. And I got to say, I'm a bit surprised that Notre Dame's a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. I actually thought maybe we'd see Notre Dame as a dog in this game, and I would have liked it better in that spot because I was also surprised when I ran my database simulation, 10,000 game simulation based on the stats for the season. Notre Dame on average is winning by 5.5 points. I think the reason is because USC has been bad on defense. They are a subpar defense, maybe the best offensive team in the country, but definitely subpar in defense. In fact, when you factor in the opponent's play, they're even worse than you might realize. 27 points a game, 5.7 yards per play is not good to start with, but their opponents have only averaged 24 and 5.4. Notre Dame's averaging 7 yards a play, 34 points a game. My concern, though, here is the scheduling spot, as you referenced. Not only is the fact that Notre Dame had to play 3 big games in a row, but it's the way these games finished. First of all, the Ohio State loss, probably should have won that game. They find a way to lose. The Duke game, a 7-point win late, could have been a loss. And then the Louisville loss, I predicted last week. That was a strong best bet for my clients at wagertalk.com. We liked Louisville plus the 6.5. And now they've got USC. It's very hard to bring your A game every week. And now their national title hopes are pretty much over. In fact, my colleague Ralph Michaels at wagertalk.com had a great stat this week. Game 7 are on. Ranked teams that lost the previous week as a favorite, it was their second loss of the season, basically the bubble breaker for national title hopes, have been a very bad play the following week. In fact, he went all the way back to 1993. The last 30 years, those teams have gone just 29 and 55, just 34.5% against the spread. So even though the line values with Notre Dame, the scheduling spot does concern me.
You can get Steve's Under the Radar selection. It's exclusive here at the Voice of College Football, either as a YouTube member on the main channel or as a Patreon member, patreon.com/MarkRogersTV. But catch Steve's complete work at Wager Talk TV right here on YouTube or wagertalk.com. Steve, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Mark.